going to go ahead and jump into what Ben said. It says Ben Roethlisberger shares his Steelers offseason blueprint. Ben Roethlisberger lays out his offseason plans for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, as you know, Pittsburgh is without a coach. And Mike Tomlin, who was there almost 20 years, he stepped down, and the Steelers are in a situation they have not been in a long time. And Ben shared his vision for the team. So he said, I would strongly consider a couple things. My first thought is I would want an offensive-minded head coach. That's what I would do if I was the general manager. We've had defensive-minded head coaches in here. That's all they've been, and I'm ready for an offensive guy. I want to score more than 6 points in a postseason game, Roethlisberger said on his latest episode of the Footballer podcast. Per Steelers Depot Ross McCorkle. I would love a younger offensive-minded head coach that is maybe up and coming that you're going to bring in here to focus on the defense, on the offense. And then I would say, here's what you need to do. You need to bring in a defensive coordinator that's a veteran defensive coordinator. Maybe a guy that's already had a head coaching job that doesn't want to be a head coach anymore. Additionally, Roethlisberger thinks the Steelers should put a pause on their search for a quarterback in the NFL draft and instead focus on building a complete roster before hitching their wagon to a prospect in at a position. I would not draft a quarterback for at least 2 to 3 years. That's just my opinion, Roethlisberger said. The issue that I see with a lot of teams is they get a quarterback and they try to build around that quarterback. I think it should be the other way around. I think you should build a team and put your quarterback in it. Let's see, he says. In the same vein, Roethlisberger also says he believes the organization should give Will Howard a shot for like 2 to 3 years. And that he have the 2025 6th-round pick start if Aaron Rodgers doesn't return to the team. Let's see. You say anything else? Okay. Okay. So we got everything with Ben said. And I'll be honest. I like a lot of what Ben said. And this is what I was talking about with a lot of these guys. Uh, Caleb Williams over there in Chicago, CJ Stroud, even Jaden Daniels, all those guys. Um, I think the day of getting a young first pick or top 5 quarterback and trying to put all these pieces around them is not the smartest thing. Here's why. You're putting pressure on that quarterback to go win right away instead of developing the position. Ben is absolutely right. You're not developing the position. You're telling somebody like Jay Daniels, who had a great run, right? Got to the NFC Championship game, whatever the case may be. Before he got hurt, second year, things starting to kind of come back to reality. Starting to realize that he's just a second-year quarterback. Guess what? They got the film on him, right? They got the film on him. So now that they got this film on him, they're going to know what he does well and what he does not do well. He has a dynamic game. Jake Daniels. We just talked about C.J. Stroud. Same thing. If you notice the trend, all these guys start off on fire because there's no film on them in the NFL. That second year, they kind of hit a wall. Even Caleb Williams, as far as the Chicago Bears got, Ben Johnson is my coach of the year, even though Mike Vrabel has done an amazing job. Guys, go check out the video that I put on the page. Shameless plugging, right? But Mike Vrabel did a great job with Drake May, right? But the job that Ben Johnson did with that team, because he built that team as if he does not have a quarterback. Even though Ryan Poles drafted Rome Odunze and they signed DJ Moore and Luther Burden and all those guys, and they tried to make sure they put all the weapons around Caleb Williams. Okay, that's cool and all. But they fortified the offensive line. They got 2 good running backs. So that team became a run-first team to hide some of Caleb Williams' deficiencies so he could grow into the position. You have to grow into that position. You have to develop into that position. So when Ben says that, he's not wrong. Uh, Now, with Ben saying he would like an offensive-minded coach, I don't disagree with it, but I am a big fan of Brian Flores. I think Brian Flores should have never been let go out of Pittsburgh to begin with. And if he gets the job, I'm not mad at that at all. If he gets that job, I hope he's learned his lesson in Miami. Was he right about Tua? Absolutely. Uh, but I hope he understands the relationship part that he has to have with his quarterback. And as long as he's innovative on the defensive side and he understands in order to beat his type of defense, you have to have an innovative offensive mind, then I'm okay with that. As long as he ain't running the Mike Tomlin 2.0, I'm good with Brian Flores. But if it's not him and they can get Nate Shieldhouse, then I'm going to go get Nate Shieldhouse. That McVay tree is that McVay tree. They all win. Everybody that come off that tree does pretty well, right? And he's just a young, bright man. I think he's like 34, 35. And, hopefully he can be a leader of men. But he's been in play for a while. Now, like I said, we know the Steelers culture is defense first. Listen, I know the Steelers should be a defense first, throwing people on their head. James Harrison's, Troy Polamalu, in the era that I really, really, really got to see. I got to see the 90s too. Greg Lloyd, Kevin Green, LeVon Kirkland, all those guys. So I got to see all of that. But they've been known for defense, right? That has been their thing. But Ben said he want to see him shake it up a little bit. And Nate Shieldhouse wouldn't be a bad fit. I'm just thinking about the concepts that they can run on offense. Because even with Arthur Smith, it was kind of antiquated. It was kind of old, a little stale. Like once those first 5-10 plays don't work, it's kind of like, it's okay. It's okay. It's not. He didn't run anything that got people open. So I can see the Nate Shieldhouse thing, or whoever else it is. And I don't think they can talk to Nate until after this NFC game, whether they win or lose. If they win, I think they get the week to talk. So maybe that's why Pittsburgh hasn't made a decision yet. We'll see. But I like where Ben's mind was at. Will Howard. I want to see Will Howard. I don't think they need to do the bubblegum and duct tape thing. Let Will Howard and Mason Rudolph or whoever go. I mean, I think Mason's ship has sailed. I think he had a chance. He didn't get it done. Okay, fine. But maybe he is ready to be a backup, be the backup. Or, be a free agent starter to Will Howard. Let Will Howard get ready. See what Will Howard got. Make sure you got the running game. Make sure you got the, on the offensive side of the ball, people that can develop Will Howard, that can come up with game plans to hide the weaknesses and expose the strengths and all of those things. If you can get that going, they may have their guy. I mean, they did draft him. What's the point of drafting him unless you really are sold on somebody else? And if they're not sold on somebody else, why not go with Will Howard? The Pittsburgh Steelers have to realize is you're not going to be able to just keep plugging and play guys. You tried to do that with Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, Russell Wilson, and then you did it with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to turn around and come back in here. I think Aaron Rodgers should go ahead and ride into the sunset. He played as well as he could. He got the dance in the playoffs, and go home. Because Aaron Rodgers isn't going to adhere to a new system. He's going to go fall back into those ways of the way he wants to play. Now, unless a Nate Shieldhouse does come in here and Aaron Rodgers is like, I love his concepts. I'll run his concepts. Then maybe. But, I mean, I would like to see Will Howard. It's time for the Steelers to go into the future and do something different. So, I'm about 90% there with being. I wouldn't mind Brian Flores. That's one of my top picks. But Shield House, I wouldn't mind either. So I see where he's going with that. So